All right, so today we are starting Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is all about graphing, so today we're just going to do a very sort of like a broad introduction on graphing. Our goal is to learn the basic skills needed to graph points and lines. So first I just want to look at a couple graphs, see if we can figure out what they represent. So here's one. What do you think this represents? Yes, ma'am. Letter grades on maybe what did you all just, what did we just talk about maybe?
I got a B.
So what do you think this is? If a lot of you got a B and B is the highest bar, what do you think this could be?
A graph grade.
A graph for what?
Grade.
Grade average.
Yeah, these are your test grades. Okay, so one of you got an A, 5 of you got a B, and then there was one of each of the rest. One C, one D, one F. So you can see very quickly using graphs a lot about the grades and how they were spread out in this class. Any questions on that first graph? Here's another graph. Anyone know very quickly what this represents? The weather, today's weather. So you can see right here it is going up. What does that probably mean?
Hi.
It's going to get hot, then it's going to get cool, okay? So again, this is just to show you that graphs are an easy way to give you a lot of information very quickly, okay? These are not the type of graphs we're going to talk about in this class, but I just wanted to get your heads thinking a little bit about how useful graphs can be. All right, what is this?
A map.
A map of the world, okay? So let's say that one day I'm out exploring. Boom! Shipwreck, okay? If I am calling for help, what would I say?
Help me, help me.
Help me, help me.
Over, I need help.
Over, I need help.
I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere.
I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere, exactly. Do you think if I was like, hey, I'm a little to the right of Africa, do you think that that's going to get help quickly?
It might.
I'm a little to the right of Africa. Come find me.
Just go right.
I'm a little below Asia. Come find me.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle of the 3 continents. Come help. Do you think that is going to get help to me very quickly? What is a better way to get help? You can use coordinates. So let's look at a similar situation with a different map. Would this be a lot easier to get help to? Yes. Now, you are all familiar with longitude and latitude, correct? This is something they hit pretty heavy in junior high, I believe. What we're going to talk about in this class is very similar to longitude and latitude. It's a grid situation that's going to help you find specific locations on the graph. Very, very similar to longitude and latitude, okay? But the graphs we're going to look at look like this, okay? Important things to note. We have an x-axis. We have a y-axis. If you are right here, this is called the origin. I'm going to show you how I want you to draw it in a second. Let me get all the animations up there first. If you go right on your x-axis, that's a positive number. If you go left on your x-axis, those are negative numbers. Up on your y are positive, and then down on your y are negative. So that is a pretty detailed graph. I want you to draw just a very basic graph. So what I want you to put, I want you to label it X, Y coordinate plane. And then the one in your notes, just make it very simple. Just make like a very simple T. Label this your Y. That kind of looks like an X. Your Y-axis. Label this one your x-axis. And then make sure you know that this is the origin. And then put like positive numbers, negative numbers, negative numbers. And up here we have positive numbers. So you still have all the information. You just don't have to draw all those little grid lines on here, okay?
Wow.
So yours will look more like this in your notes. Lots of information there. Now, I have a legend to tell you guys about this coordinate plane. So, apparently, from what I hear, the guy who invented this, his name was Rene Descartes. They call this the Cartesian plane after this man, Rene Descartes. Apparently, Rene Descartes was terrified of spiders. He was also very rich. So he hired a servant to stand in his room to watch for spiders while he was asleep. Now, the interesting part is that the mathematician Descartes, he had a lot better vision than the servant. So there were times when he would see the spiders and the servant would not. So what Descartes did, he drew the very first coordinate plane system. He drew this on his ceiling. And he would tell the servant where the spider was using coordinates. So he would say, like, the spider's at 3, 5, and then the servant would, like, count over 3, up 5, and kill the spider. And there is the birth of the coordinate plane system as we know it. Isn't that awesome? Spiders. Spiders is why this was invented.
You can talk.
Yeah, he could talk. But he would be like, oh, the spider's like over here, like to the right, to the left, to the right. You know, like if you're looking for a spider, be like all moving around with a fly swatter. He would just be like, it's at 4, 7. And the guy would be like, 4, 7, boom, kill it.
Wow.
Now, there's actually a very important piece of information missing from this slide, so I want you to add it. I want you to add that these points look like this. Your X number comes first, your Y number comes second. They're always in parentheses and they always have a comma in between the two.
Like this?
Yes, I want you to write all of it, including this part right here.
Whoa.
All right, so the first number, we call that the X value. So the X value tells you if you're going to go left or if you're going to go right first. So the first thing you do is you either go left or you go right. If it's positive, you're going to go right. If it's negative, you're going to go left. After you go left and right, then you look at the second number. The second number is your Y value. The Y value tells you how much you're going to move up or down. If it's positive, you're going to move up. If it's negative, you're going to move down. I didn't mention in either of those. If it's 0, you're not moving at all. So if the first number is 0, you skip the side-to-side step. You just start moving up or down. Or if the second number is a 0, you don't move up or down at all. You just stay on the x-axis. Okay? Any questions on this? All right, so let's revisit this idea of the boat sinking. Okay, I'm going to show you where my boat sinks. We're going to see if we can come up with the coordinates to describe how to get there. Remember, coordinates are just a location on a graph. And you don't need to worry about writing these down. Just go ahead and focus on what's on your screen. So, boat crash right there. How would I describe getting to that point? You always start right here. So you go left or right first. I am going to go right 1, 2, 3, 4 places. So my X value is a positive 4. Then what am I going to do? Go up how many places? 1, 2, 3. Up is also positive. So that point is at positive 4, comma, positive 3. Again, the first number is what you do left or right. The second number is what you do up or down. Questions on that one? All right, let's look at another one. Okay, any ideas how I would describe that location? Go right, so it's going to be positive. How many? 2. Then what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very good, I. So you went right, so it's positive. You went up, so it's positive. Questions on that? All right, next one. How do we get there?
Over 3.
Over which direction? Left. So we're going left 3,
Down 1.
and then we're going down 1. So left is negative, so negative 3. Down is also negative, so negative 1. The negatives make it a little trickier. Any questions on that one?
So everything that's on the right is positive?
Everything up here, these will both be positives. Because you go positive, positive. But to go over here, like here, you'd go positive, negative. To get over here, you'd go negative, positive. And then over here, you'd go negative, negative. Don't try to think of it all at once. Just go problem by problem. Don't try to memorize it either. Just for each one, figure it out. So here, should we have... Whoops. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on a second. Okay, so I know I need to go left. So is this one going to start with a negative or a positive? Negative. Negative is always to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 7. And then I'm going to go up. So should my second number be positive or negative? Yep. Positive 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, you go left so you're negative, then you go up so you're positive. Questions? Alright, now I'll get to that one. That one. Okay, how do I get there? You go right 5, so is that positive or negative? Right is positive. So your first number is positive, but then you're going down. So what do we know about the second number? It's negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Questions? All right, how would I get there? Go right 3. So is that positive or negative? Positive. And then how much do you go up and down? 0. So you have 3, 0. What are your questions? Okay. Go ahead and sketch that graph really quickly, just like you did previously. So I'll show you sort of like the shortcut way to do it in your notes. You can just do something like this. And then just count. Our biggest number here is 8. So count 8 in each direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These do not have to be perfect. Remember, these are just your notes. But your graph in your notes should look something like this. Okay? I'm going to graph it on the more detailed graph just because it's bigger and it's easier to see for all of us. On all your homework and all your tests and all your quizzes, the graph will be provided for you. Okay? This is just a quick sketch so you can get it in your notes. Days when we do a lot of graphing, I'll actually give you graph paper, but today we only have just this one graph, so it's pretty quick to just sketch it. You do have homework today. You'll probably get it done in class, though. All right, so point A, it's at 5, 4, so what should I do? It's positive 5. So that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And up 4.
And up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to put a dot right there.
Boom.
That point is going to be labeled with an A. Now, some people want to skip the dot and just put a big A right there. Don't be that person. It looks sloppy, okay? At the actual point, put a point, and you're labeling that point with an A. All right, point B is at -8, 0. So again, I'm going to start here. What do I do? Go left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then what do I do? That's it. You're going up and down 0. So you're just putting a point right there, and we're going to label that point B. Point C is at 0, 4. So what do I do side to side? Go nowhere, and then I go what? Up 1, 2, 3, 4. And I label that with a C. Next I have -6, -2. So I start at 0, 0, then what? Left or right first. So first you go left 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you go down 2. 1, 2. And I label that with a D. And finally, we have 2, -3. So again, you always start at 0, 0. That's our origin. And where do I go? Right 2. 1, 2, 3, down 3. What are your questions on this?